Okay, well, continuing on with our reading of Iliad Book 6. In this previous section, Menelaus has caught Adrastos alive, and Adrastos has offered that his father will give him boundless ransom if he hears that his son is alive at the ships. And he begins to persuade Menelaus, but then, of course, Agamemnon turns up and has some rather nasty things to say, and says to Menelaus, "Why on earth do you care about these people who've treated you so badly? May they all perish, even the child in the mother's womb." That's pretty solid stuff. Now, Hos Apone, thus speaking, etrepsen, he turned from trepo. Literally, he turned the mind, the hero, that is Agamemnon, turned the mind of his brother. So, thus speaking, the hero changed his brother's mind. Parapone, advising him of things which are isima, which are reasonable or right-minded. Well, not for poor old Adrastos, but after all, the whole point of them coming to Troy was to get vengeance on the Trojans, and so in Agamemnon's mind, what he says is isima, is reasonable and right-minded. But he, Osato, this is from Otheo, I think, he pushed, he thrust, and it goes with the apo, so he thrust the hero Adrastos, Hethen, from himself, Kairi, with his hand. So he pushed away the hero Adrastos, and lord, or ruling, this is originally a participle, but generally translated as Lord Agamemnon, Uta, this is from Utao, it's a contracted verb here, the verb is Utao, to stab. So he stabbed, so Lord Agamemnon stabbed ton him, kata lapare, in the loins, and he, anetrapete, well, he fell backwards, he fell on his back, so he fell backwards. And the son of Atreus lax with his foot. Bas is participle from bino, so standing on his chest with his foot. Excess bae, he withdrew, he drew out the ashen spear. This is the sort of wood that it's made from, the ashen spear. And that's the end of poor old Adrastos, who, true to his name, was unable to escape. Nestor. But Nestor, now this word here is from Kelamai, to bid, so to call to, so he gave orders to the, and the form of this here is a reduplicated aorist from Kelamai. Another one of these reduplicated aorists with an augment as well. So Nestor called, or gave orders to the Argives, Usas, crying out Macron from far away. O Philoi, heroes, Danaoi, Therapontis ereos. O dear hero, O my heroes, Danans, servants of Ares. May, and that's with an imperative, which is on the next line. So this is, it's connected with meno. This is really a kind of reduplicated present form of this. So there's the min, the men, and then you get a kind of reduplication here in the present, and this is actually then a present imperative. So let now no one remain behind. So it remained metopisti, behind, or remain back. Epibalomenes, literally throwing themselves upon, so eagerly aiming at, the enaron, this is the spoils. So they've killed all these various Trojans, and of course there's the temptation to now strip them of all their possessions and then go back to the ship having lots of booty. And he says, don't do that. So let no one now remain casting themselves on the booty. Let no one remain back here, or remain behind. Hosts, so that he might go. This is this indefinite tis here. So someone, so that he might go to the ships carrying plaster, the most booty. And then we get the ket with the subjunctive. So that he might go to the ships carrying the most booty. But kateno men, hortatory subjunctive, let us kill men. Epeta, and afterwards also. Hekaloi is an adjective, because hekalos, at our leisure, at his leisure, so at our leisure, or at your leisure here, because it's going to be you, second person plural. But afterwards, at your leisure, you will rob, you will plunder the dead corpses, tethnetas necrus, the dead corpses, pedion, up and down the plain. And so this here, it's ana, pedion, and then the alpha disappears, alpha drops out, and because this is a labial, the nasal turns from a dental nasal to a labial nasal, which is a mu, and so you get this pedion, and it makes it's nice, easily pronounced, necrus pedion, sulecity tethneotas, and the ta is in respect of these things, that is the booty. So afterwards, at your leisure, you will rob the dead corpses of these things up and down the plain. Thus speaking, imperfect, he began to stir up the strength and soul, hekastor, of each man. And there, the Trojans, notice the ken here, the Trojans, damentes, participle from damno, tamed by lack of valour. So we get the alk root is valour, and then we get the negation here, the alpha privative with a thinking nu, tamed by lack of valour. The Trojan, at the hands of the war-loving Achaeans, the Trojans would have Ace An, this is from Ace, Anna and Bino, to go back up into Ilium. So at that point then, again, the Trojans, tamed by lack of valour at the hands of the war-loving Achaeans, would have gone back up into Troy. Aime, except, and this is a common construction in Homer where something would happen, but then someone steps in and makes sure it doesn't. Except that, and the subject's down here, Helenos, Helenos, the son of Priam, Helenos, son of Priam, Parastas, having stood beside him, he spoke to Aeneas and to Hektor. Now he's the son of Priam, so he's the brother of Hektor, and Helenos is the best ocker by far of the bird diviners, Oin Apollon. And he says, Aeneas and Hektor. Now that's normally a long O for the name Hector, this is a vocative. So Aeneas and Hektor, vocatives. Since, now Humi is for Humene, this is the Aeolic form from Humene. As Homer's full of Aeolicisms, and often when people are speaking is when you will see these Aeolicisms come in. So since the ponos, the struggle, especially for you, plural, since the struggle especially for you We keep that in our heads here. Enkekleti, this is from enklino. It's a perfect passive, isn't it, here? So this is going to mean has been laid upon you. So the struggle has especially been laid upon you, the struggle between the Trojans and the struggle of the Trojans and Lycians. The Lycians are allies of the Trojans. So this struggle of Trojans and Lycians has been laid very much upon you. Hunica for haughty. Now that's very common in Homer. Hunica for like Heneca, but it's for haughty. Because you two are the aristoi, the best, passin ep ithon, literally in every direction. So we might say in every way. So you are the best in every way. Now we get two infinitives here. The infinitive ending was really an old dative, so this is, you get vestiges of this in Homer. So for fighting and for thinking. So at fighting and in strategy and in thinking. State autu, stand autu means here in this. It's often used that in this locatives use. So stand here and erukete, the two of you restrain the host, the laon, the people, restrain the host in front of the gates, going around pante in all directions. That again is a common adverbial expression, in all directions, going around in all directions. Prin, before, once again, and so it's prin plus we're getting infinitives, because two aorist infinitives. Pesain from pipto to fall. Pesain from pipto to fall. So before they fall, fugontes in flight, into the arms of their wives, and before they become karma, a joke or a laughing stock, de isoisi, to our enemy. And that's a good place to stop.